Hello, my name is Captain Jim Corder, and I'm currently the jail administrator for the Gaston County Sheriff's Department. We have implemented a program in our jail called the Faith Behind Bars program. This program is to take our inmates, rehabilitate them, and put them back into the society as changed and rehabilitated citizens.
Hi, I'm Maurice Young, Sheriff of Gaston County, Florida. I'm sitting here with Miss Annie Britt Berry, and she's the coordinator for our Faith Behind Bars Reentry Program. Miss Annie Berry.
The Faith Behind Bars Reentry Program got started in December with 35 to 40 inmates from the Gaston County Jail. They all met the qualifications after being assessed to find out what all of their needs were. We were targeting things like substance abuse, anger management, lack of employment, and lack of education because research has shown that these are the areas that often cause recidivism. So we decided, after finding out that most of these were target issues for our people, to implement a substance abuse class, an anger management class, a work readiness and employability skill class, along with a horticulture and landscaping class, which will give, the landscaping class will give each inmate a certificate once they complete to go out and work in the field. Each of these inmates have to agree to be in the program for a year, 6 months in the Gaston County Jail and 6 months after. We've had some successes within this. We've had one person to be hired by one of the local vendors. We have other people that are still in the program and even coming back to the jail to participate in the classes on a weekly basis. The program itself at the local level, I believe, is a blessed place to start, because most people that end up in prison go to prison for most heinous crimes. The cycle that caused in the local area of the local jails are often caused by substance abuse issues, the stealing, the breaking in, the entering, and even domestic violence with the anger management. If we could meet some of these people at the local level, this is when we can make a great impact on cutting down recidivism. Now, if we look at inmates, Marvin Spencer was one of the first inmates that, in fact, Marvin bugged me for about 2 or 3 weeks with one request after another one, could he be in the program. But once he was assessed, we found that he qualified for the program, and Marvin is now in the program and working great.
I'm Marvin Lee Spencer, and I'm here today to talk about the Faith Behind Bars Reentry Program and how it has helped me thus far. There are a number of things being taught at this program that has helped me along the way. Things that have helped me gain a clear perception of who I am, and to things that help me focus on my positive attributes. I began a life of crime at a very early age. At 18 years of age, I was arrested for fishing without a license. And a couple of years after that, I was arrested a number of times for disorderly intoxication or public drunkenness. And also over the years, those offenses they escalated into more serious criminal activity. Like I said, I'm not a violent offender. It's just that I've committed a lot of burglaries, dealing in stolen properties, and things of that nature. And those charges are on my record, which makes it now hard for me to do anything. The Faith Behind Bars program has helped me in a number of areas to see who I really am and help me to identify what it is that triggers me as far as anger management, what it is that it helps me to identify my strengths and weaknesses. My criminal history has made it difficult for me to be a productive citizen in society. I have served 7 prison sentences, technically 9, due solely in part to my addiction to drugs. I've served roughly 1,000 days in the Gaston County Jail alone due to my extensive drug habit. And I've cost the state of Florida roughly over $200,000 and some because of my addiction. The substance abuse portion of the reentry program, faith-based behind bars reentry program, is what I got into the program for. And since I've been involved in it, there are a number of subjects that has opened my eyes to see that the way I was living is not the way I want to live. I honestly feel like there are prayers that I've prayed that are just now being answered. I prayed prayers 20 years ago that are just now being answered. Like I said, I've been to prison 7 times, technically 9. And each time I asked for help for my addiction. Repeat offender, I've been listed as a repeat offender. I went inside a store once and I took 1 can of beer and they offered me 3 years in the Department of Corrections because my criminal background is just that extensive. I've been in denial for a long time, and I've learned that since coming to this Faith Behind Bars program. I've learned to identify with what it was that was keeping me from being the person I wanted to be. And I've also learned to identify what it was that triggers me to do some of the things I've done. And overall, this program has been a great help to me. I've seen guys get out that never had a job in their lives, 42, 43 years old, and now they have jobs. Me personally, I've never really filled out an application. I didn't know where to begin to do a resume, and I've yet to learn how to operate a computer. And that saddens me at 44 years of age. My entire life has been behind bars. And those 2 words are what struck me, what hit me, and what led me to this Faith Behind Bars program. And since I've been here, there's nothing but good has been happening to me. And and I'm going to put my best foot forward to continue to make this program be a success, so that maybe others will see that if I can do it, they can do it. And thanks to the likes of Mr. Taylor and Mrs. Anna Berry, I don't think I would be sitting here now. And I've never really been given a chance at anything. I've always beat myself up. I always had low self-esteem, low confidence. But now that I've gained a clear perception of who I am, my level of confidence has grown. My self-esteem has grown, and I am well aware of who I am and what I want to be, thanks to faith-based Behind Bars reentry program. It was here that I began my life of crime in these very same projects. I was raised in a family of like 20 females, and I was the only male. My father was never home or never around. It was my stepdad that raised me, and he was an alcoholic.